today I will be reading to you from Stars and Moonflowers in Our Garden by Rainbow Star _772. That's me! Now, on to Chapter 16, Letters and Alone Time. America happily hugged onto Russia, relaxing a little. The situation with Argentina had been very stressful. It was mostly just another tirade on how he should marry her, how she could fix him, and she'd attempted to kiss him again. The last thing had made him the most uncomfortable. It left him wanting to go and take a bath because of how wrong it made him feel. He just wanted to stay there for a moment, stay there hugging onto Russia. He let go after Russia did, finding himself a little disappointed that they had to let go. "Thank you again," America said softly, smiling a little at Russia. After that, America went over to the cabinet that had the de-stressing candies. The one he'd taken earlier had worn off. They were designed to relieve stress for long enough for the source of stress to be gone, and the person who was stressed to find a way to properly de-stress. He grabbed another one and took it, then closed the cabinet. "No problem, America," Russia said, taking a seat in the chair on the opposite side of America's desk. America went back and had a seat in the chair behind his desk. He rested his head on the desk and sighed a little. He moved again, straightening himself out a little. He whistled for Samuel. Samuel flew in and chirped happily, looking at America. "Samuel, please go tell Brazil, Japan, Mexico, China, the Korea twins, and Italy that something happened, and I would like to be alone today." The crow nodded and chirped before flying out again, presumably to do as America had asked. America looked at Russia and smiled a bit at him. "I know my own limits. I love my friends, but honestly, I think I might get too stressed if I see them after what happened," America said, looking over at Russia. Russia nodded a little and started to get up. America shook his head and reached out a little to stop him from doing so. "No, I'd like to hang out with you. Please stay." Russia seemed to buffer for a moment before sitting back down. "Okay then, I'll stay," he said, sitting back down where he'd been before. America smiled a little. "You can leave if you want. I just didn't want you to leave just because of what I said," America said, trying to clear up any misunderstandings. "I thought that you might want to be alone and thought that you might want me to leave," Russia responded. America sighed a little and looked at him. "I don't want you to leave. If I implied that, I didn't mean to," America said, blushing a little. "I actually want to see you here a bit more often." "I thought you might want me to leave. As you said, you don't want to hang out with your friends," Russia explained. America shook his head vigorously. "I don't want you to leave. I actually really like when you're around." Russia smiled at that and looked generally happy when he heard it. Russia's happiness was infectious, getting America to smile as well. He found himself hoping that Russia might stick around for a little longer. He wasn't sure what Russia usually did, and hoped he wasn't keeping him from it. He liked being around Russia, but hoped he wasn't keeping him from any obligations. "Well, I don't want to keep you from anything, so if I am, please tell me," America said, wanting to make sure he wasn't keeping Russia here if he had anything else to do. "You're not. Usually I hang out in the library after my classes. I much prefer hanging out with you," Russia said, leaning towards the other. America smiled a little, slightly flustered by Russia opting to lean closer to him. He didn't mind it, but he really hoped it didn't come off as though he were uncomfortable, because he wasn't. Russia seemed to take it as that and leaned back into his chair and closed himself off slightly. America wanted to clarify, but wasn't sure how. He smiled a little at Russia, trying to think of a way to start a conversation with him. So, what's your favorite metaphor? America settled on, hoping Russia knew what that was. Mine is probably, you've opened this can of worms, now lie in it. What's your favorite? Russia said after a moment's pause. Mine is, I'll burn that bridge when I get to it, America responded, smiling at Russia. Russia chuckled a little and smiled again. The two ended up talking and having fun until America's shift was over. Of course, America worked on other things for his job, like powderizing the opium poppies and field poppies, so he could make them into a more consumable form. It was a menial task for him, so having someone talk to him while he worked on it was nice. His shift seemed to come to a close far too fast for his liking. Once it was over, he parted ways with Russia and headed back to his barracks. He took a quick shower to make him feel better before he got ready to do his nightly gardening. He went at his normal pace, with his normal care, but it felt slow. Ever since he'd started writing to Neeks, on his way to the chamomile flowers felt slow. Once he was there, he tended to the flowers before noticing a letter. He excitedly pulled it out and started reading it. Dear Laku, thank you for not minding. I just prefer writing. I always have. It's been a hobby of mine since childhood. So this may be the best way to communicate for me at the moment. That's why I'm glad you don't mind. I actually kind of have a sleep schedule. As long as I see you, I sleep easy and wake up on time. Sometimes I have to be woken up, but I have been able to wake up on time. Is there anything you need to know about me to get the correct amount? Or would it just be okay to tell me the rules of dosage? My height would be a giveaway of who I am, so I don't want to share it. I'm not sure if I'd be considered a disaster when around the people I find attractive, but I haven't been teased about it. My thoughts do become jumbled when I find someone attractive. I don't think I can assess myself on this, though. I would tease you for what you lightly crossed out, but as I do find you attractive, I have negative room to speak. Argentina still sounds like a beach, but your friend Mexico has good sense. I don't even have to meet them, and I like them. They sound like they have a good head on their shoulders. Darn, I thought you might be one of those. Angel, nymph, and fairy are all convincing because of the affinity to plants and or healing. Not to mention that your face shape would be one that would easily fall into any of them. I would guess Keleon, but that'd require you to wing bind, tail tuck, and do God knows what with your ears. So are you a baseline human? Also, I won't kill you? I like you too much. I'm far too fond of you. I don't think I'm the type of attractive to make you become a flustered mess. Also, don't worry about getting me a camera. My dad helped me get one. I hope you like Natalie. Also, Bean is adorable. Give him pets for me. Sincerely, Neeks. A picture was in the envelope as well, and when America pulled it out, he found a picture of a black cat sitting on a pink blanket. The cat had purple eyes and was doing a blep, sticking their tongue out. On the back, Neeks had written, "The void craves cuddles." America chuckled and smiled, liking Anatoly. He read over the part that had been stricken through and flustered, knowing that someone he'd likely spoken to at least once, found him attractive, was flustering. He wasn't sure who it was, but he hoped he'd find out soon. And that's the end of this chapter. I hope you enjoyed. Anyway, I'd like to invite you to join the Discord, which is linked down in the description below. That being said, I hope you have a nice rest of your day, night, or whatever it is for you. Just enjoy your time. And I will see you tomorrow.